Welcome back to the Midnight Who Show, and we're kicking off a brand new year with a brand new Doctor Who review, which will be the last one for 2019. I'm, of course, talking about the New Year's special. Still have no idea why it was not a Christmas special, but, yeah, Doctor Who Resolution. It was a Dalek story, which for some reason was kept as like a mystery, there's that rumor, I believe. There was a rumor that said the Daleks are in it, but the BBC never confirmed it until like a trailer. It was a weird kind of thing that they did. This was a pretty okay Dalek story. I do like how it was kind of different than the normal Dalek stories we had. Of course, this was very much like Dalek, where there was one solo Dalek, and, killing everyone that he kind of comes around. But this one was a little bit in a twist, because it started out with this Dalek had no casing. This Dalek was out of its casing, so it took over a human. And I felt that was a very creepy element to the story, because she was being taken over by this Dalek. The Dalek was controlling her. She no longer had any choice about what she was doing. She had to try to fight it, but the Dalek was in control. And I liked that. It was a very good, it reminded me a little bit of Venom, where a person is getting, taken over by something. So I did enjoy that aspect of it. Now, of course, there is a new design for the Daleks in this story, and I do think it was a pretty okay design for the Daleks for the first, for their return to Doctor Who. To me, it was very impressive that Dalek, outside of its casing, was able to rebuild its casing from memory, and it turned out actually looking like a Dalek. It didn't deviate from the normal Dalek design we're used to. It just changed it up a bit, and I think that was kind of cool. That, it was a little bit different, but also very felt like the old Dalek design, which I did like. The Dalek in the story I felt was very threatening. It was definitely a different type of Dalek, one that had built missiles into its casing and wasn't afraid to kill. It was like, I guess the Doctor said it was like a reconnaissance Dalek who basically was trying to, take over the Earth. Was like a Dalek going to Earth to kind of take over and claim it as the Daleks, which I think is very cool. Now, the thing I can say about this episode was, I still wonder, my only biggest negative of this episode, my biggest negatives of this episode are, why was there no opening credits? They did that before in The Woman Who Lived. They did it again here. Very weird. And also, I felt the Dalek was taken down in two different time periods a little bit too easily, or in a weird way. I felt like how they took down the Dalek was just a little bit weird. It's like they took him down that easily in the past, and now the Doctor took him down with a microwave. Kind of an interesting way this Dalek was taken down. Kind of interesting and all that. Okay, so now we got the Dalek part out. Let's talk about the Doctor and her companions. I felt the Doctor was pretty good in this episode. She definitely did a great performance. Jodie did a great job. I think she definitely delivered a few good lines in there that definitely felt like she was the Doctor. She definitely felt like it in the story, especially when she was confronting the Dalek in the story. I do like Graham. Graham was great, as always, in the story, because he basically, I love that scene where he opened the door, it was Ryan's father, and he just closed the door that easily. It was great. I like Graham. Ryan, I think, was great. I think it was great that he kind of had his kind of story arc where he's kind of trying to reconnect. He reconnected with his grandfather, and now he's kind of starting the journey to reconnect with his father a bit more. I just think it was very forced into the story. It felt like it took away from the story. Like, the action, all the action was great in the story. There was great pacing until that kind of scene, and it just kind of took away from the episode. I think still having Ryan's father was a great addition to the story, but I think maybe it should have just been an introduction, and maybe save that storyline for a year from now when we get to Series 12. And, of course, Yaz. Yaz, to me, just still feels like she's just there and helping out in the story, but she doesn't really have a story arc yet, it feels like, to me at least. And I really hope soon, like in Series 12, we get a story arc with her, because right now she just feels like she's there for the adventure. But yeah, Resolution. It was a decent enough story to at least keep me entertained during New Year. In the aspect of the Daleks being involved, I really enjoyed that kind of, it was different type of Dalek. The Dalek was definitely a different twist on the whole Dalek story. I liked that it was out of the casing. I think that was a great idea to add it. But to me, though, I'm still looking at this. This is the only Doctor Who we're getting in 2019. And I still feel like, for a story that this is it, this was just an okay story But I really did enjoy that the Daleks are back, and I liked how it was a very twist on the Dalek story. But yeah. And that's it for tonight. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.